Oh, good evening, everyone. Um, as usual, another year has passed and another helix has bit the dust. For those of you who are keen-eyed, remember way back in videos, I did show a helix in this area here. It was an oval shape. I think it was 2 laps, basically spanning the distance from here to here. And it kind of came out and ran around and joined up here. So my wife wanted this room back, and even though the helix was removable, she hated it with a passion. And I didn't really like it either, but I had no other option. And so I basically said to her, I said, okay, well, what if I go along the wall and I'll cover this with a bookshelf or some kind of thing, and I go along the wall into our bathroom, which is not done, and then into the furnace room, and then I'd turn around there, and then I come back. And that's how I gain my, I guess it would be 35, 40 centimeters, 16 inches, maybe 15 inches. And she kind of begrudgingly settled on that. And I didn't wait for her to change her mind. I immediately started changing things in here. So I ripped down the helix. I've torn the track off. This is all soldered together, so hopefully I can use most of it. Straightening it out is kind of a bit of a pain, but I'm doing that. Anyway, I've got pretty far so far, actually. I am using a lot of the structure from the old helix. I'm just cutting it up on the chop saw in the garage. I do have a little section here that I got to fill in. But overall, it's going pretty quickly. I got to connect these up. And what I'm going to do, so this looks like a double track main. What it actually is a single track. So there's from this point here to this point here is about 55 feet. And basically it's 20 feet to the edge of the furnace room and 20 feet back, plus about 15 inside the furnace room, just to get, there's only a single loop in there. I haven't built that yet. But basically just attaching brackets to the wall here and then screwing these down. There's actually only one screw holding this piece in right now. The reason why is I want to get the bottom one done before I put the top one on, just for when you get down there, it's going to be a real pain. So I'll take this off. I'm just kind of envisioning how it's going to look. So the gradient is much better than it was in the really steep helix I had. So, to me, that means I can run much longer trains without very many hassles. And while I spray trains in here on my spray booth, I can watch them go by. So that's pretty cool. And if I ever get the toilet installed, well, we don't know how that goes. Who doesn't want to go to the bathroom while there's trains running by anyway? So that's how that could end up. So what I'm going to try and do, because I do believe I need snubbers, because I get this weird thing going on when the track gets too long. I'm going to insulate this part and this part. And so what that's going to do is going to create a block. So because this is actually a single line, insulating there and insulating there is going to isolate the whole thing. So there's going to be 55 feet of isolated track, and I'm going to run a connection. I'm going to solder to the side of the rails here and the side of the rails here, just to give it power. I'm hoping to only power it in these two locations, soldering all my joints all the way through. And I don't know if that's going to work or that's going to cause some issues with the engines, but I'm going to give it a try. And if it totally fails miserably, then I guess I'll have to extend that bus right there. These two wires here, I'll have to extend the bus underneath here to a far location, probably in the furnace room, and then patch in there again. But we'll see if the signal can go 27 feet without any kind of failure. I don't know if that's going to work. Anyway, the other thing I've decided not to do is I'm not going to put cork under this. I just ran the trains back and forth here, and they're actually pretty quiet regardless, so I don't think I need to do anything. So I'll just bring them in. What a racket. So we'll bring these guys in. So there's not much difference in sound running on the cork and not running on the cork. So I don't think it's worth my while to bother doing it. And again, all this stuff is temporary anyway. So these are a couple Atlas units. They run very smoothly. You'll notice that there's no difference in sound. There's no cork under here right now. So yeah, I think it's going to work really well. And I'm really pleased with it so far. Anyway, I'll run these back. And then oh yeah, my vacation started now too, so I got 2 weeks off work. So this could get done fairly quickly. These trains that are stuck on the bottom level, hopefully we'll be able to get up by the end of the week and do some running up top. Extra, I think it's probably going to be an extra 35 feet based on what the helix was here and the new partition here. So I got lots of track, no worries about running out of track. And yeah, so there will be, I'm going to put the closet door back on here. I'm going to put the drywall on here. And my wife's going to be happy because she's going to have this shelf and all this underneath for her boxes and bins. And we're going to kind of turn this into a guest room. I don't know how we're going to do that with my spray booth and with her sewing machine in here, but we're going to try. Anyway, Merry Christmas, everybody. And hope you guys are doing well in your modeling endeavors. All right. Have a good evening.